Bitcoin is very interestingly repeating the exact price history of the beginning of this bull market. And we do know history doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. And I don't think this bull market is going to be starting right now because of this fractal. But well, it is giving us a clear indication of where the price is headed towards. And at the same time, in the very short term, Bitcoin is not yet choosing a direction. We are about to see a breakout. The volume is decreasing very significantly. Well, Bitcoin is going to be creating some massive moves in the coming week. And a lot of people will get wrecked. So be sure to watch this whole video through to stay up to date. So without further ado, let's get right into the analysis. And let's start off with some shorter term timeframes and then jump towards the longer term timeframes so you understand everything that I'm going to be talking about. Well, the most important things you need to keep in mind in the coming 1 to 2 days is that we are currently still trading in a weekend, and if we were to be creating any CME gap, we are going to be filling our CME gap very likely. Now, I do not expect we will be creating any massive moves on this weekend, and I do think if we are going to be breaking out of this very short-term symmetrical triangle, it is going to be in the beginning of Monday. Okay, that is very important to keep in mind, because depending on when this symmetrical triangle is going to be breaking out, I am willing to trade it or not. Because if it is going to be breaking out on a Sunday, well, of course, it is still a weekend and I'm not willing to trade it. But if it is going to be breaking out at a Monday, well, then there's more volume in towards the market. And then I am willing to actually trade this breakout. And yes, indeed, we are seeing volume confirmation because it is currently still decreasing. And we are also still seeing higher lows being formed all of the time. And at the same time, we are also seeing these lower highs getting formed, which is, of course, being reflected in the symmetrical triangle. But this is something very important to keep in mind, because if we will be breaking this previous low, well, we will be entering a downtrend for Bitcoin. But if we are going to be breaking this previous high, well, then we are going to be starting an uptrend. But as long as Bitcoin remains to be trading above this support level, which previously around was a very strong resistance, well, then I'm still staying bullish on Bitcoin on the short term. On the longer term, well, we are still having this resistance level and we are also creating this support level, which is right now on the higher term time frames, squeezing us in towards this symmetrical triangle pattern, where, to be honest, in my opinion, it will be most likely that we will be consolidating in between of this symmetrical triangle for some more time. Okay, so this symmetrical triangle on the higher term time frames will be the most important indicator if we are either going to be seeing higher prices above the 32k getting reached, or if we are potentially going back all the way towards the 25k level. Alright, because look at this. If we are going to be getting this rejection, and if we are going to be breaking this towards the downside, look at what kind of a pattern we are going to be creating. We are going to be creating a head and shoulders pattern, and this is a very bearish pattern for Bitcoin. Okay, so look, in the case that we are actually going to be getting a rejection, this will be very dangerous for Bitcoin. Now, I do not think it will be very likely that we will actually be getting this a very big rejection, because, well, the markets are looking very bullish right here. And even also the stock market is also looking very bullish right here. And we do know the stock market and Bitcoin, it's very correlated, but it will be very important to have a look into what the stock market will be doing whenever we will be opening our trading at Monday once again. If we are going to be breaking above right here, well, I do think we are going to be reaching this resistance level right here. And in that scenario, well, I definitely do think we will be breaking out towards the upside of this symmetrical triangle, and this whole scenario could be scrapped. But well, we could also maybe create a rejection right here, and in that scenario we will be creating somewhat of a double top pattern. And guys, this will be very bearish for Bitcoin if this were to happen. Well, in this scenario, of course, the markets are going to be looking very bad, and in that scenario, well, we will be creating a huge rejection from off this very important resistance level. And also, whenever we will be losing this support, well, you can be seeing that no volume has been traded in between these ranges, which is going to mean for Bitcoin a very quick move down towards the 25k level. And from off the 25k level, that will be the level of next support for Bitcoin. Okay, but also keep in mind this insane fractal, well, it is giving us an indication that actually markets will be moving up even further. Right here, we have seen a very big crash towards the downside, which we very quickly recovered. After that, we created some kind of a consolidation, and then we created a barred pattern right here, liquidating everyone out of the market. And after that, well, we only went up ever since. And guys, right now we are creating the same exact structure. You are seeing this banking crash right here in the beginning. Then we saw a very quick recovery with consolidation, and right now a barred pattern to liquidate everyone out of the market. And right now, once again, we are already seeing markets starting to move up. Okay, so we are repeating the same exact structure, and I do not think we will be moving up this exponentially, but definitely we can be actually moving up. And if we will be breaking above our resistance right here, definitely my next target will be at about this resistance level right here, which at the time will be probably at about the 33k or about the 34k. Okay, and then having a look in towards where exactly and when we can be breaking out. Because next Wednesday, we will be having a very important event. It will be the FOMC meeting, and previously around at all of these vertical red lines, you can be seeing a lot of pivotal moments. Whenever the market was trending up, well, at the FOMC meeting, it was a pivotal moment because at that time, well, markets were starting to trend down after. Okay, and this is basically because the Fed is still hiking their interest rates, which is quite bearish for the market. And during this interest rate decision that is going to be coming this Wednesday, well, there is about an 83% probability that we will be seeing another 25 basis point hike. Okay, so that can once again turn out pretty bearish for the Bitcoin short term for the markets. But then having a look in towards the green lines, which are the CPI reports, well, you can be seeing massive volatility coming in towards the market all of the times during the CPI reports. Okay, so, well, maybe around this red line, we can be once again expecting a pivotal moment, maybe a break towards the downside for the very short term. And then at the green line, we can be moving up very quickly towards the upside. Okay, so this is my expectation of what is going to be happening right here in the short term with Bitcoin. Okay, so no financial advice, of course, but this is just what I expect. And for the longer term, well, on the weekly time frame, we are starting to get our weekly EMA ribbons crossed, which previously around, well, all of these times, whenever we got this cross towards the upside of this EMA ribbons, well, we ended our bear market and we got in towards a bull market. So definitely, once again, a clear confirmation that we are actually going to be trading once again for Bitcoin in another bull market. Okay, so if you do want to be staying up to date about every single market development, be sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date. And guys, with that being said, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning. And guys, bye bye.